I'm curious to know, has your success and money, has it actually made your life happier?
No, it's made it easier.
Ooh,
And
even better
it's-
answer.
So before the millions generated in affiliate commissions, doing what you do so well, who was Spencer?
I don't think I had a wake-up call till I had a kid, and we had our first daughter, and that was like a huge pivot, right? We were making $60,000 a year and no kids, and then I was making like $28,000 a year and kids.
But as you start to grow, and like if you follow any of the stuff that I've put out, a lot of my effort was to build passive income and to build money that didn't necessarily rely on labor, and that came to fruition pretty well.
You have one success and you have 9 failures. So for you, what was the hardest part of your success that people may not have seen?
Splash! Better, right?
Yeah, it's better.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Ooh, today's a crisp one.
So how are those
Oh,
nuts?
I think she's testing me.
She wants my arms to go
Oh,
in
she
too?
wants your arms in. All right, welcome to Cult Tip Talks. Today we've got Spencer Mecham, top affiliate earner, family man, owner of Builderpreneur. You just got life figured out, don't you, my friend?
Yeah, let's go with that.
We're going to go with that for sure. That's why you're here. So before the millions generated in affiliate commissions, doing what you do so well, who was Spencer?
Before.
Everyone's got an origin story.
Everyone's got an origin story. Dude, I was so normal. Like going through college, 4 years in college. I don't think I had a wake-up call till I had a kid, and we had our first daughter, and my wife quit her job. She was making more than me, and that was like a huge pivot, right? We were making $60,000 a year and no kids, and then I was making like $28,000 a year and kids, and suddenly it was like, oh, math isn't on my side anymore.
What age was that?
That was probably, let's see, I went to 7 years of college. So that was after 7 years of college. It took me so long to figure out what I wanted, and then I never figured it out. Yeah, so that was 28.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it all figured out at 28.
Okay. You should probably sink a little lower in that tub. What do you think about that? I think you
I do
totally
have a
get the
bad
shoulders
shoulder,
in
so
there.
it'll be good for it,
Oh,
right?
that'll be. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
See, he's talking himself
Perfect.
into it.
Oh, yeah, the armpits.
My man. Yeah. You're like Bree getting into my wife gets so slow into a pool. It's like misery. Like just get the whole body in at once. You deal with all the pain.
Yeah.
It's over with.
It's over with.
Yeah.
It's not over with. I'm still waiting for the over with stage.
Oh
Is
my
that a
gosh.
thing?
Yeah. So
What-
at that stage, did you feel like you were behind? No, what did
I
you
just
see?
didn't take life seriously, I think, even until we had the kid. Yeah, so it felt, I didn't feel behind, but the stress of just doing numbers and they don't add up ever, and you're like, oh, what are we going to give up? What are we going to not pay for? How are we going to pull this off?
A little foreshadowing.
The sacrifices you got to make.
Yeah.
So what'd you even go to school for the 7 years? 7 years.
I started in accounting and realized that I had no accounting knowledge. I was terrible at it. Went into computer systems. I was terrible at coding. Went into technology, which is like building computers. Nothing. So then I went to change again, and the school was like, you can't change after this. You're stuck because we don't want you to just stay here and go to college. So I got a PR degree, which no one even knows what to do with that. I don't know what to do with it.
I don't know what to do with it. 7
years of life put into that degree. You tell me if you figure it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably tell people and they're like, oh, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
Public relations.
Yeah. No, I was saying because you went to school for 7 years, they probably think, oh, he must have been a doctor.
For real.
7 years of school, yeah. Paid off those debts and never looked back.
Making 28 grand a year
What?
after that, right? You said 28 grand a year?
28 grand. Yeah, after that, 28 grand a year. I worked at a marketing agency. And yeah, and then nothing they taught me on the job. I didn't bring in anything with me from the college, so maybe I shouldn't say that.
So maybe piggybacking off of that, what did your childhood teach you about money?
I played a lot of Monopoly as a kid. And
Fake
strange as
money.
it sounds, Monopoly is still how I think. Winning a Monopoly game. We'll talk about that further in, but just I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say anyone taught me about money growing up, and so I was a big work hard to make a bunch of money on doing little things like reffing soccer, newspaper route, but then spend it instantly on whatever, a scooter, a new e-bike, whatever was big then. I was big into spending the money instantly. Always had a goal, but always made money quick too. So I would say my childhood taught me not to do that. But Monopoly, Monopoly is a game of investing, right? You just don't realize it.
Sure.
It's a game of like owning things and then improving them and making more off those improvements. And honestly, like I really think of life a lot like the game of Monopoly. And strangely enough, I don't think I've ever lost a game of Monopoly. And there's a lot of luck involved in Monopoly.
Whoa.
That's a fun game. It just takes way too long for me. You could sit there for hours playing Monopoly.
All night long.
Like all night.
night
I'm
long.
like, yeah, I can't stay focused that long.
Maybe that's why I won. Is I was the last
I was
guy
going to
to not be
say,
bored.
what a bold statement to have never lost a game of Monopoly. Well, now it's translated into real life.
It has. And Settlers of Catan, actually, same thing. So between those two games, I don't know. Something in
Damn.
those two games helped me.
That's awesome. Was there any insecurities growing up that helped you become successful?
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's a good question. It's like the right question. I grew up in a really wealthy area, probably like one of the top 2 wealthy places in Utah, but very, very unwealthy. So we were like we lived there when I was young, and as I got older, a lot more people moved in, a lot more wealth moved into the town, and definitely grew up with a lot of friends with nicer things, cabins, boats. My dream since I was probably 13 was to have a cabin because most of my friends had them. But definitely insecurities came with growing up as one of the bottom 5% in a school. And that pushed me.
Wow.
Now, I don't think I realized that. I don't think that pushed me till I got out of college. And I was like, I don't want this for another 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
And then that's probably when the spark was lit. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to relive the same cycle for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So you guys were there before all the other money kind of came in.
Yeah, kind of old timers.
before.
I was
Okay.
telling my Uber driver on the way here, we still have chickens. And we're in a town where that's not the thing. You know?
Oh, yeah.
How'd that make you feel though growing up? Were you kind of like made fun of in school for not having a lot of money or having your friends that had money and you guys didn't?
You know, honestly, I would say the insecurity was on me. So really nice people, actually, at the school. I had like a lot of wealthy friends that were, and have inspired me, honestly, as I've grown. They took me on trips. They took me boating, right? Really nice people. Like the insecurity was all just me feeling that sense of like, oh, they've got so much more than me. They're probably judging me. But looking back, I don't think it was. Like a lot of nicer people and then me just having self-doubt,
Got it.
which is probably a lot of the case with people.
I'd say so. I was
Yeah.
just thinking that. That's definitely common.
It makes me wonder, was there ever like a conflict between you and your parents because your friends and stuff had money and you guys weren't wealthy? Like was there arguments or like why are you guys poor? Or
Non-stops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time there's a soccer camp or a ski day at school, every time, yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of arguments.
So how does that make you feel though? Now it's the opposite for you having kids. That you're kind of like what your friends used to be.
Yeah. It's hard, honestly. I was just talking, I had a buddy that he wants to go in and buy a boat with me. He's got this really nice boat idea. He's a big entrepreneur. He's like, we'll buy this boat together. Neither one of us is going to use it a ton. And I was like, I don't like people that have boats. And I was like, but not for a good reason. So, but it has like weighed on me of like finding that balance, right? Of like, okay, I want my kids to be able to sense the value of money more than as much as I do. And it's hard, but then you also want them to have nice things. Like you want your kid to be able to. I got an 8-year-old that's just starting to get really good at soccer, and it's like, do I put her in these nice clubs and these camps? And you've got really good coaches that'll really raise them up and make them better. But then you're like, will that be in the long run? Is that really going to be good for them in other categories? Right? They'll get really good at soccer.
Yeah. I think it teaches them standards and stuff too, though. Like perseverance, all the stuff you got to put yourself through.
Yeah.
I remember I grew up, that was my favorite sport was soccer. And there's just a lot you learn from it. Teamwork, team building, learning to be coached. I think it'd be a cool thing to do. And I'm sure if you never had those opportunities growing up, it's just cool to be able to have those chances for your kids to be able to do now.
It is. And I honestly, I could say I sometimes have those opportunities by being forced to like, oh, I really want this one, right? So I'm going to save up and I'm going to make it happen. And so you want that for your kids too. And so I guess now the hard thing is finding the balance of, okay, we can afford pretty much anything that we need for you. Where do the lines get drawn at this point?
Yeah. I think that
point.
could be the battle for a lot of parents. When you
Oh,
have the
totally.
money, people are like, oh, it must be nice. But just like any other person, you find the line in the sand. It's like, where do you stop giving them everything before you just make them feel entitled or spoiled because you're just giving them every single thing that they possibly want?
It was almost easier when you didn't because the answer was just no every time.
Wow.
Yeah. I grew up the same way. I didn't have a
Mentally
lot of
easier.
money. I have 5 brothers and 2 sisters, so we had a huge family. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad worked full-time, and you were just living off of one income. So there wasn't a lot we did ever.
You got a lot of no's.
Yeah, for pretty much everything. And that's cool. But it's kind of helped me now being a parent that you want to give your kids as many opportunities as you possibly can. because it's something you never got to do growing up.
Yeah, and it's kind of a mindset shift because I think I'm shifting into more of that of like, no, we're gonna pay for this because there's no way my 8-year-old's gonna like go make this happen, you know?
Yeah.
What are you laughing about?
I'm
He's
not only
giggling
laughing, but I'm actually shivering too. I feel like I'm shivering more than Spencer when he said he was going to be the one.
Oh, you
kind
just
of a
can't see
weenie.
what's going on under here.
Can't get any lower. I'm on my knees.
Yeah.
I'm
If
rubbing
I
my
s-
hands.
But no,
If I
you
sit
want to
on
know
my
what
ass,
I
you
actually
won't see my head.
I was thinking about it in Miami when Tucker was pissing in the yard the whole time during every interview.
Yeah.
My tub's dribbling over here. sound like someone's pissing in the yard. I caught something you said though about personal desire. You mentioned that one of your dreams as a kid was to own a cabin, and now you've got multiple, right?
Yeah, and we're still working. It's funny, my goals have gone up. So we bought one like 3 years ago near Yellowstone. Really pretty cabin. We rent it out, and then we go. But as your income goes up, your dreams go up too. And so we've kind of started to hunt for like a legacy cabin where the vision is more like grandkids, great grandkids. There's this huge plot of land where they all come, right? They all get to meet their like cousin-in-laws and whatever. And
That's awesome.
you kind of build traditions when everyone goes to that cabin every year. And I sent you like that 900-acre one that still just eats me to death that I didn't get
I
that
remember
one.
that
But
thing.
Oh,
something
damn.
big like that, like kind of a legacy cabin.
Wow.
That's nuts.
That's epic.
Oh, it's gonna be so
900?
great. It's coming. Yeah.
Oh, I can feel the energy.
I sent him a picture of one, and we just didn't get it. We got beat out, but it's gonna be good.
900 acres? Is that what you
go.
said?
900 acres.
That's
Holy
next
shit.
level.
And we went for it, but I didn't think I realized the game's played differently at 900 acres, and so we were going up against some like billionaires that just instant cash, and I was like, yeah, we got to have 30 days to get a mortgage, and they were like, mortgage, no, like we want the money now. And
Which
so,
makes sense. There's
go.
levels to everything.
yeah,
I'm sure as you know.
it's a $5 million like property like that. You're
You don't have
competing
cash?
against people
Oh,
that
sorry.
have
All right.
cash.
Well, we'll talk to you later.
But the lesson was learned, and we're coming in cash
Next one.
time.
Let's go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's sick. Very cool. All right, let's transition.
Tyler's
you laughing at me, man? Come on. I'm the most shivering of them all. Yeah, man.
Just kidding.
That's it for the cold tub.
Oh, I held my cold.
Quick shout out to the Pod Company, the sponsor for the Cold Tub Talks. I'm sitting here in the Ice Pod Pro, Coach Devin's in the Long Pod, and you can get your discounted cold tub in the description below. Check it out for yourself.
Okay, we're back. And we were talking off camera, Spencer, about all the failed attempts of anything we go for, right?
Absolutely.
You have one success and you have 9 failures. So for you, what was the hardest part of your success that people may not have seen?
It was those 9 failures. So when there's no guarantee of success and you do something 9 times and fail, it's really hard to do something a 10th time, especially when there's people around you who aren't, like my wife wasn't necessarily doubting me, but it's awkward to tell someone like, this is the one, and like, somewhere in their head, it's like, yeah, this is the one,
Yeah, we do
get
that
it.
all the time. We're like delusionally optimistic.
But honestly, that's probably the number one reason I'd say the success eventually came is, it's funny, delusionally optimistic. I have that exact same feature. So I'm also the guy that's been sucked into 5 crypto scams, right? Like delusionally optimistic.
Yeah.
But eventually you try hard enough, that delusional optimism turns into something. You find something.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It seems like you're on the same boat as Tyler. You're just a very trustworthy guy that what people tell you, you kind of just believe they're honest people.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
going to tell you the truth, but then all of a sudden you find out it's either a scam, they're lying to you, or it's not what you thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's just usually they were honest people. They were just in over their head and they weren't the right person for what it was.
Yeah, and sometimes now we're on the topic of delusionally optimistic. We're working with Andy Elliott right now, and he's crushing it. Amazing entrepreneur, but he is not allowed to hire people. And I remember the first time they were sharing this, I was laughing because he just believes in anyone. They think he thinks they have the same insatiable hunger as himself. You're hired. You're
one.
in. That's the one. But it doesn't. It's not
Because
that
they
easy.
say the right things typically.
Right.
Like
They say the right things.
I struggle too with that. I'll interview 5 people at the same job and I'm like, they're all great. Like they all nailed it.
Yep.
And you don't really know how to go deeper than that.
Yeah. And when he said that, I was like, that's me. From that point on,
Yeah.
I realized that's probably not the right role for me to be bringing people on board because
You just think
they're
they're
going
going
to be a 10 out of 10.
That's funny you say that. One of my dreams is to write a book called When Life Gives You Chocolate. Because it's like, when life gives you lemons.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that pretty much everyone in their life has had at least a few opportunities dumped on them, like a Bitcoin size opportunity. Like they heard about Bitcoin in 2013, right? But 99% of people aren't delusionally optimistic. And when that opportunity comes, they're like, it's just really hard for them to see the potential in something. It's always in their head a scam or oh, you're the wrong person, or there's 100 reasons for it not to work, right?
Yeah.
And they can only see those.
Yeah. So going a little deeper than surface level, what is an example of something that flat out sucked but looked good online?
Oh, like one of the things that I did?
One of the specifics.
Something that flat out sucked but looked good online. I had a I don't know how much people follow my channel, but I had a YouTube video we were making where we were doing this side hustle where we take products from Amazon and we make videos about them, and then we make money each time we do that. And so I was making a YouTube video about that, but the YouTube video took me, it probably was 200 hours of filming just for that one 10-minute video, because we had so many iterations of failures and so many failures on the Amazon videos, and then we failed trying the side hustle, and then we did it again and we failed again. And in the end, all those middle failures kind of just got taken out, or there was like a 10-second clip of like, oh yeah, that didn't work, And it was like, when I say that didn't work, that was actually like 3 weeks of me trying to make this particular side hustle work.
Wow.
And what you saw was 10 seconds of me making a funny little, I think the video, the clip I actually showed was my toilet shooting water in my face because I was making a video about a bidet. Anyway, so all they see is that 10-second clip. But what it was is 3 weeks of me doing things with that bidet and trying to make that bidet sell on Amazon and things like that.
Dude.
So I think there's a ton of that on YouTube, a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah, 200 hours though on one video.
200 hours, yeah. And then my editor,
crazy.
that's not including whatever the editor did. I'm sure he hated it. If you're an editor, I'm just like, here you go. Like,
Were you always a one-shot guy, or would you turn the camera off clip by clip?
I'm a one-shot guy, yeah. So I've never dumped him like that much video.
Wow.
There's a super long video.
But I'll do 10 iterations, like, oh, let's do that again. Hey, I'm just gonna do it again. And I'm sure he gets 20 of the same video, and he's like, what do I do with all this? And
Sure.
I don't envy my editor ever.
Wow. Yeah. It makes me think of my VSL days. We were doing 3 straight years of VSLs, hundreds of hours in front of the green screen.
Yeah. And people just
And the
don't
amount
realize.
of usable footage is like, my God,
Totally.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious, circling back to what you were saying about scams. What's the biggest scam you ever got sucked into?
Oh, I want to say crypto, but it's probably not crypto. Not just crypto in general, but if there's a crypto scam out there, I've probably put some money into it. I'll give 2. Because crypto, there was one called Yield Nodes, and I feel bad on this one because it was a scam. I try to be pretty careful when I promote something, right? Okay. And this one I didn't promote necessarily, but I talked about it a lot. That was called Yield Nodes, and it was just like you get 5% every month, and it sounds ludicrous now. You're like, no one gets 5% a month, right? But in the beginning of crypto, everyone thought that was the norm. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so it was probably about 5% a month, and I think I put $100,000 into it, but then I started promoting it crazy hard, and I made affiliate commissions and stuff like that. And then one day they just sent this email, with crypto, it's always like one line, didn't work out. See you next year, basically, and like your money's gone, just poof, just like that. So that was crypto. But I've had that same story in real estate, which to me was a big thing because I always thought real estate was safe. We all think real estate's safe. So I went in on an apartment syndication, and highly recommended to me. A really good friend is who connected me into it. And he's like, the guy running this is one of my best friends, super smart guy, very honest, this is a good deal. So we put in, and this was a ton of money even now, but so we put in $300,000 into this syndication, this apartment project. And then if you remember, interest rates spiked, 3 years ago? And I didn't know enough to understand like the impact of something like that on a project. But so I got that same email, just sitting there. We put in $300,000, convinced my wife it was a good deal. Like a year later, we put in another $30,000 because I was like, these guys are selling out. They want out, and they're selling their shares for half the price. Like, let's go in more. This is the greatest thing ever. And then they send an email again. It's these one-line emails. They make me so mad. Hey, project didn't work out. So sorry. Let me know if you got any questions. Like, good. And $300,000 just like poofed away in what was supposed to be a real estate safe investment.
Yeah. How did your wife respond to that?
Oh, I didn't tell her.
So what
do you mean?
No, I don't.
I'm gullible as shit.
For a second, I thought he was being serious. I'm like, wait, for real? Like,
Oh, okay. So I wasn't alone. Right?
yeah. For a second, I thought he was serious. He looked dead serious.
I pulled
like,
the serious face for a
Yeah.
second. She responds really well to stuff like that. Like my wife cares so little about
Okay.
money. So she's trusted me pretty good through the bad and the good. And yeah, I don't remember having any reaction at all. Just like, oh, well, bummer.
That's a true
dude,
supporter, though.
Yeah. That's the resilient entrepreneur.
Yeah. And luckily at that point, and that one, we pulled equity out of our house. Like we were like really going all in on this one. But still, yeah, she's really good at just trusting and saying, it'll work out. And it has. Like that lesson has allowed me to weed through some really bad real estate deals since then and find some really good ones that may have seemed really risky at first, but weren't, because I understood the lessons from that one.
Yeah. That's cool to hear, though, because you didn't put your wall up. I feel like a lot of people, when they get burned a time or two, they just put their wall up and they're like, I'm not investing in shit anymore. Like, I don't care. I don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make money for myself, and that's it.
You know, I'm almost there on crypto. I'm not there yet, but I understand the wall. I understand why they do that, right? Like I've probably been burned on crypto 10, 15 times, and that wall does come, but
It's an unknown world.
Yeah, it is. You just have to look at everything objectively, right? Like, why did this fail? Did it fail because this entire industry is bad? And that particular one, it was because the way they financed it was a poorly done financing deal. And so I learned the lesson on that. And now I can look at the financing whenever someone comes to me with a real estate investment, and I can look very hard at the financing and see what's wrong.
Interesting.
What belief put you on the right path for success? Do you have like certain beliefs that set you on the right track, or what kind of put you on that path?
Oh, we talked about like when you give a mouse, or when life gives you chocolate. Sorry, when life gives you chocolate. Like I genuinely believe that everyone a few times in their life will have an opportunity to crush it financially. Like something will come up, whether they have a really good idea or they get connected to somebody that's launching and says, hey, we want you aboard this. I think everyone has that. And just the belief that exists and it's out there, and it's, you're going to have to sift through weeds and crap and garbage to get there, but it is there. And so you need to give everything a fair shake. I think that belief is probably the biggest one.
Okay. At what point do you feel like the biggest shift in your life happened? Like, was that around the age you said after college?
Yeah, good question. I think it was somewhere, about 2 years after that. The shift went from when I had a job, and then I was side hustling to make enough money to kind of do it. So I was freelancing. And then I had a really big win. We'll talk a little more about ClickFunnels. I had a win promoting as an affiliate a product, and everything went from a side hustle to like, oh, you could really do this. And I actually met John Lee Dumas, Entrepreneur on Fire, big podcast, Entrepreneur on Fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So I met him and I told him my numbers. So I was promoting ClickFunnels at the time as an affiliate. I was making something like $2,000 a month. And to me, it was like the greatest thing ever, right? Like I've got this job, but I also am making $2,000 a month of a side hustle. That's pretty good. So I was sitting at a table with him and like one other guy. And the other guy asked him how much he was making. And I think he said like, oh, I think ClickFunnels pays me 60 to 100 grand every month. And it was like, ding. Like, what? Like to me, like I was still in the like, if you make 6 figures a year, you're crushing it, right? Like life is good. Like that's all you need. And that was a huge mindset for me, especially with the way he said it was like, I think it's like 60 to 100 grand a year. And I think he said something like, but I don't really know because I don't really follow or pay attention to that, or something where it's just like, that's like the side income from my main business. And it shifted my idea of how much you could really make, like if you own something and grow something of your own versus be part of someone else's something.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's so true. Sometimes it's great to be a part of something, though. Sometimes we all have like different dreams, but it's just cool to be a part of something or people that you fully believe in.
Yeah, and I can definitely agree with that. So it depends on where you're at. Where I was at was I was a tiny cog in a very large wheel. I think I was doing like SEO for Microsoft, and it doesn't really feel like you're part of something when you're a cog in the bottom of Microsoft's wheel.
Yeah.
It's rare, but it's like the intrapreneur and the entrepreneur. Some people work better a part of a mission, but they don't want to be the owner and have all that bullshit that comes along with doing your own thing.
But then they still want to be part of a mission. No one's happy at the bottom of those like big companies, like
Well, yeah.
maybe.
It's done wrong.
I guess I can't say no one.
Yeah. What do most people get wrong about making money online? Especially nowadays, more than ever.
They follow. So we were talking a little earlier about this. It's the timeliness factor. So like when I find something that works online, it's never because I watched 40 YouTube videos, or like I saw 40 TikToks talking about it, and then I went and did it. Because by the time there's 40 TikToks talking about it, that opportunity is so far gone.
Well said. Heard that many times.
It's getting out of the box and you being the one to say, I'm going to go figure out what the next opportunity is. And I'm going to think ahead and actually like really put my brain into this, right? I think all of my biggest wins have come because I was one of the pioneers in some area. I was one of the first people to try something. And because of that, I was very rarely the best at a lot of things that I did, but I most often was the first one to try it. So I think I was telling a story of when AI first came out, I made a bunch of kids coloring books. Or we'd use AI, we'd use ChatGPT because I was the only one, right? When ChatGPT first came out, everyone was blown away. And I was like, we could make pictures with this. And so I made these kids coloring books. And it was so easy. I made hundreds of them, like everything you can imagine, from like truck coloring book, dinosaur coloring book. And I put them all on Amazon. And I'm still making money off all those today, just this super passive business. And now a ton of people are teaching that and a ton of people are doing it. But I was the first one to, or not the first, but I was one of the first ones to recognize that and try it out. And because of that, all my books are still doing well on Amazon, right? And I was saying, like, all the other books are way better than mine now. They've got more pages. Their dinosaurs don't have 3 eyes like mine sometimes do, like the initial AI days.
Yeah.
But my book's still the one making the money because I was the first guy to try it, and I took that share of the market and I held it.
Why do people stay stuck there? My answer is it's easy, and it's easy to be a follower, but why do you think people stay stuck in that loop of seeing something, knowing everyone else is doing it, but they still think it's the holy grail for them?
Well, sadly, it's the way it's marketed right now a lot, right? The people that are typically teaching that stuff are making a lot of money teaching that stuff. And so one is the people they choose to follow make money if they have that belief. That's how they make their money, right? If that's the belief.
You got to think about that one.
So they're following the wrong people online, right? Typically, if someone's got 1 million followers and all they do is put out TikToks every single day about different side hustles, you're not following the right person. But it's just a way, I don't know how to say it. Like, that's just kind of a cultural thing where a lot of people grew up in a system that didn't require you to think to get out of a box ever, right? And they grew up in that system, and because of that, the idea of like thinking ahead has never even dawned on them. And I don't know how else to say it, right? You go to school, you don't need to think out of a box. You don't need to be super creative to do well in school. Same thing in college. Like, none of that requires you to break norms. It requires you to be part of the norm. Mm-hmm. And so they just haven't learned to break out of that box.
So being a father yourself,
Yeah.
do you think the ways of traditional schooling are good?
No, but I think there's certain values to it, right? Like, there's a lot of my kids come back from school with a lot of ability to connect and talk to other people and stuff like that. But no, I think the way they teach things is kind of ludicrous when you watch it. Mm-hmm. And like, we just started my daughter on like a math thing where I'm just working with her on math, and we're moving 40 times faster than school, and then we talk about money, and her school doesn't teach her anything about money. It teaches her how to add and subtract dollar bills, but like, that's not really what you want to know about money.
100%.
Like, a calculator can do all that, and it's been able to do that for 30 years, but they're never going to teach her like how money really works, right? What's going on behind the scenes with money? How are the people that have a lot of money getting to that point? They're never going to teach that. And so, no, I think they're doing a lot of it wrong.
These AI systems could probably teach better nowadays.
Yeah.
At a faster pace than what they do in school.
They have AI teachers now that directly work one-on-one with your kid. I don't know if that's the the right strategy either, but we'll find out.
Okay. So with that awareness of what you just stated, what are you guys doing about it for your kids?
For us, there's a lot of at-home training. So I have what I call dad school in the summer. And so they get off in summer, and then we try to learn things that are not being taught in traditional school. Huh. And that can be anything, traditional stuff like a Boy Scout would learn, stuff like that, finances and money, how to start a business. So like, we have my daughter, she's going to be selling, we bought these garden towers, like these big garden things that they actually use them in Kenya as part of a big charity. But she's going to grow her own garden on a wagon, and then she's going to be able to wagon her way to a street corner where traditional kids have lemonade stands. And she's going to sell like things right out of her garden. They can pick it. They can pick it straight from her garden tower. And a lot of that's her idea, right? And so, and that came from her. That came from requiring her to think out of the box. We're going to go to Kenya this summer, and it's on like a trip, and I said, you can come, but you've got to help raise money for this charity that we're working with. And so that was her solution.
That's cool.
We'll see if it works.
Love that. How old is she? Just
She's
curious?
9. Yeah, so we're still in the stages where like,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy. The kids don't have a ton
Sure.
going on.
Yeah.
If you had to boil your success down to 3 rules, what would they be?
Oh, you got to give me that question in advance. No, I can think of 3.
Especially for being an affiliate. Like for people watching, say they want to become a successful affiliate. What are like 3 rules that you've come with along the way?
Okay. It would be really success in any small business, I think, number 1 would be to niche down to a very similar audience with similar interests. So I was just talking to my Uber driver on the way here, actually, and he was telling me, it's funny because Uber drivers, I actually learned a lot from Uber drivers about side hustles and ideas for my YouTube channel because all of them have got like 3 different ways to make money. But he had this landscaping business, and so he started this Facebook Reels thing he was doing. He's like, I don't understand it. I have like 15,000 Facebook Reel followers. I've got 10 million views or something. And I was like, oh, let me see like your videos. And like, there was videos of him dancing and videos of him cooking and videos of him doing all kinds of things, right? So he's got this big audience of people, but very few of them actually follow him for landscaping tips. And so one of the biggest things I think you could do is just shrink your audience down to a very like-minded group of people, and then just target that like-minded group of people, and you'll do very well in that little space. You won't ever be one of the big boys making a million followers, 1 million subscribers. But it doesn't matter. You'll be fine. You'll make plenty of money off of your little group of people that are all very similar because 90% of them will buy your stuff and like you.
Sure.
So I would say any small business, including affiliate, niche down. 2, I would say, it's kind of that timeliness idea. Just find a unique angle that makes you unique. And when I did coaching with affiliates, it was so often everyone would come in and we do this like initial call before we would bring them into a coaching group. And I was like, what have you tried? And they name stuff and it's like, yeah, that's what everyone else has tried. Like, why are you different than anyone else out there? And it's like, I don't know. Like, I tried making a YouTube channel. Yeah, well, why was your YouTube channel better than that guy's YouTube channel? I don't know. Like, do you have anything that sets you apart? And the answer was always no. And so like, find something. And a great example is what we're doing here, right? You found this, we're hopping in these awful cold tubs before we start.
Awful.
Sorry, I meant awesome. I said awful.
Yeah, you definitely said awful.
But you found a unique angle, right? Just something that makes you unique and sets you apart from the 100 of other podcasts out there that are trying to talk about things. And people enjoy watching unique. They enjoy watching different. It's in our human nature, right? So you can take a unique angle. You can take a unique approach to something. You can, just have your studio be unique. Something about you has to be different than everybody else. And I think people struggle with that. And then 3rd, for the first 5 years, I don't think I focused on money necessarily. Like I focused on growing an audience and like making them happy and like what would make these guys like me and trust me and enjoy me and like how can I grow this? And then the money was pretty natural. And you'll find that people I think a lot of people that focus on money second find that money comes very easy once they have this group of people, some kind of community that they've built up. So I'd say start with a community, whether it's YouTube or somewhere, build up this little community of people that love you, trust you, like what you put out, connect with you, know who you are, right? And then they'll just buy they'll buy pretty much anything because that connection's already there and people buy with emotion a lot.
Those were 3 great tips for anyone
Yeah.
to put into play.
So I've got one in mind, but which one of those 3 do you think people ignore the most?
Let's see. Remind me the second one.
I think the second one was you were talking about most people didn't have an answer to what made them different.
That's it. I think most people don't do that. They don't have a unique angle.
I think a lot of people just copy each other nowadays. Like what they see working with someone else, they try to duplicate the exact same thing, but that market's already there, the audience is already there, and if they're not anything different or even half as cool as the channel they're trying to duplicate, people aren't going to watch.
And honestly, in my space, like in the side hustle, make money online space, it's sold that way. It's sold as a copy and paste, as just do exactly what I'm doing. Like it will work great for you, right? That's like how the big people in that space market themselves is copy and paste systems. and it's terrible because it really doesn't work, right? It could never work because you're doing what they're doing. You're doing what worked for them. But yeah, I think that's a sad way. It's a sad thing because it is being taught to them that way. Like, no, you don't need to go out there and like do your own thing. Like just copy and paste what's working for me.
Yeah. So building off that, I'm kind of curious. How did you stand out with ClickFunnels to acquire all the success that you did, making hundreds of $1,000s a month, and then now you're with Go High Level? Like, how did you market yourself differently to bring people in?
Yeah, I kind of a couple iterations of marketing myself as I went through it all. But the first one, like when I won that very first contest that I said got me in front of John Lee Dumas and kind of got me the mindset shift. That it was a launch of a book, and I was an affiliate for that launch. And I was like, I'm gonna go all in on this, and it was the way I marketed myself. So everybody was out there doing their thing. And I've talked about this a few times. I just went over to the local college, sat outside the business building, and as people walked out, I offered them the book. And I don't know if you guys remember this. If anyone promoted Expert Secrets, he was paying affiliates $20 to sell the $10 book, right?
Oh, 100%.
He was paying affiliates $20 if they could sell a $10 book. And I was like, if I can't sell 100 copies of that, like you must be the worst marketer in the world if you're making $20 for selling a $10 book and you can't do it. So I was out there with, he said no rules. So I'm out there with $10 bills saying, hey, go buy this book online. I'll pay you back plus an extra $2. And we're all winning here, right?
That's good. Yeah.
Wow.
Like it's so easy if you think about it. But anyway, so it was just the way I marketed myself. I realized that I could do that. I was also the only guy to realize that you could use Google Ads. So went through their terms and stuff and realized that you could run Google Ads to their products.
You shared that.
Yeah, that was a big one. A lot of people just don't realize. So in that particular case, I just realized that there were other ways to market that people weren't using. The traditional way was like post on your Facebook, post on your Facebook, post on your Facebook, right? Run Facebook ads. Everyone was doing Facebook ads then because it was kind of like Facebook ads heyday, right? But there's so many other platforms. I know a guy that was like crushing it during that launch on Reddit ads. He was running ads on Reddit and just crushing it, right? And he's crushing it because there's like 2 guys that know how to run ads on Reddit. And so, like,
2 guys.
And one of them doesn't know about Expert Secrets, right? So he's just like, hey, it's just me running ads on Reddit right now for this book. And so I think just, again, that ability to look outside the box. As that went on, it was the way I marketed myself. I tried to stand out by not being the copy and paste guy is how I essentially, I said like, I always would start with like, this is going to be hard. Like what I'm going to teach you is going to be hard to follow. You're not going to be able to copy and paste. And so I would try to like set myself apart instantly from that side hustle crowd because that's 90% of YouTube. What I'm going to teach you is going to be hard to implement, hard to learn, hard to do, but it's going to be worth it, right? And the people that have watched enough videos love that, right? Like they're instantly like, yes, thank you.
For sure.
And then there's the group of people that are kind of new to the space and they hated that and went, but then they learned eventually. and
Or they want the fast money. Like, this isn't for me. I need the fast money.
Which is everybody in the beginning. And then they shift over after watching 20 YouTube videos, trying all 20 of those things, realizing it doesn't work, right? Then those people connect pretty instantly to me. And so I tried to set myself apart as that person.
Nice.
That's a really cool angle to take. Trial and error and learning. We know a lot of people that you want the fast results, but honestly, that they don't ever come fast. And if they do, they don't last very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. The AdWords one, just to get into detail, when you first shared that, I was like, what a no-brainer. Like no one's doing it, but you just place if someone's looking up ClickFunnels and you're able to place your link before ClickFunnels main page, they were already going to sign up anyways.
Oh yeah.
You just robbed them of the amount of commission they didn't have to pay out.
It was the easiest affiliate play I've ever run into. And it was crazy that 0 people were doing it. But a great example of everyone's just like, okay, we got to run our Facebook ads because that's what everyone else is doing. And so they go set up their ad and like they either copy and paste or they just watch and do it. And it was like, no one's doing this. Like when I first started doing that, 0 people. Again, like that Reddit example, I'm like, there's nobody doing this. Why would they not be doing this? Yeah. And so just finding unique things. Like
and then when you won the Dream Car Award, wow, Bree, you might even remember this. Was it a 4Runner that you got or something?
Oh, it's such a cool car.
That picture. I'll never forget. That picture was everywhere of you with the 4Runner.
The white 4Runner. It's got these big lights and a lift. And we had to battle for that. They really wanted me to get a Corvette. The Corvette looked better on their ads and stuff.
Sure.
But I fought pretty hard and got the 4Runner.
Kids will do that. You're like, oh, don't need 2 seats. I need more.
Yeah.
And I still drive it. Oh man, I love that car.
Nothing wrong with a Corvette though, right? We got one.
Oh yeah.
All right, cut that part out.
Yeah.
What are some non-negotiables that you do every day in your life?
Non-negotiables. You found my weakness. My wife's really good at habits. Habits is one of my actually poor things. But I do believe in a morning routine, and so I have like I wake up
Cold
at 6.
plunge? Blank stare.
No, that's that's non-negotiable. It is non-negotiable, but it's on the wrong side of the negotiation.
The sourdough bread's non-negotiable.
Yeah. If I be honest, I'm really bad at habits. I'm really good at. I run just about every day. I guess I'm more basic in my habits. I run every day. I read some version of scripture every day. I say prayers every morning. And then my house turns into chaos with 4 kids. And so, but that's probably the only thing, if I'm being honest, that I'm really good and consistent at.
Okay. Is there anything you want to add into your daily habits? Careful what you say. We're documenting it.
Yeah. I would say in relationship improvement with kids, people outside of my family, my wife. I've not found a way to make that habitual. How do you improve your relationship on a habitual basis where every day it's improving a little bit? It's not as easy as like popping open a book or pumping iron, right? Like all those like make sense. They're easy, they're simple. I would love to find a way, and I haven't found it yet, but of growing and improving relationships in a daily habitual manner.
Huh. Okay, so with that, how do you stay productive week to week with all the chaos of what you just mentioned, family and whatnot, without burning out?
So part of it is environment. So my office is like a very secluded part of my house. I have, how do they call it? Curtains that go in front of everything. I completely disappear. Headphones that are noise canceling. When I do go to work, I'm gone. Like I completely not even in the house. But then it's just a matter of scheduling. And if I'm being honest, I've gotten to the point where I don't have to be as productive as I used to be. Like I had my morning routine, and then I blocked off 9 to 5 for work, and I wouldn't even come out of my office. It was known that 9 to 12 I wouldn't come out, and 1 to 5 they were just times I would disappear. But as you start to grow, and like if you follow any of the stuff that I've put out, a lot of my effort was to build passive income and to build money that didn't necessarily rely on labor.
Yes, sir.
And that came to fruition pretty well. And to the point that there was a big stage in my life where it was like I had nothing to do. Like the money was just coming in, and I literally didn't know what to do every day. And that was actually hard. I had a torn Achilles at the same time, and so I like couldn't walk.
Oh my God.
I didn't really have any work to do because the money, like all the things I was doing was working to the point that I didn't have to do anything besides log in, make a few adjustments, and end. So I'm being honest, that was
Were
like
you
a really hard
pickleballing
stage.
at that time?
No, it was 8 weeks of a boot.
Dang.
And that was just like my wife would leave, everyone would leave, and then I'd be home with my Achilles. And I go into work and I'm like, I don't even need to work right now, right? Like everything is like flowing and humming, and I've got VAs doing most of my work. And so I'd film 1 YouTube video a week, and that was like it. And it was like a depressing time of life, which is weird. You're like, oh, you've reached it, right? 35 was always my like retirement dream. And it was like one of the hardest times of my life when I actually hit it, because I hit it so well and I wasn't ready for it, which is probably what a lot of retirees say.
Damn.
Yeah,
That hits in a unique way. I feel like that'll fuck with most normal people because they're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's the ultimate dream.
Yeah. And it timed it my Achilles so well that right when it happened, I was also couldn't walk, couldn't play, like couldn't go outside. So it was 8 weeks of like, you can ask my wife, I was pretty miserable, and I made other people miserable as well.
Yeah, just you sitting with your thoughts.
Yeah, you're just alone. Exactly. You and your thoughts, and they're not happy thoughts. And you're sitting there in your Achilles boot.
Good picture of that.
I'm curious to know, with the stories you were telling, is there anything that you regret leading up to your success?
Anything that I regret? Yeah, I would say there was a phase in the beginning where, this is probably the very beginning of my YouTube channel days, where I promoted products that maybe weren't as good, right? I kind of followed the trends and the norms of the age, and I would just say I put more of a focus on making money on a current product launch or blowing up a YouTube video going viral, right? Then focusing on like the people that followed me and trusted me. And I wouldn't say it was a long period. Like I would say I came to the realization, like I hate this. This is like, I hate putting out a video and thinking I don't like love what I just taught people. I just know that video is going to do well. I know it's going to go viral. I know that subject's going to work. The way I approached it's going to work. So I would say there was like a few months where I was just like, I wanted to grow and I wanted to make money and I wanted it so bad, right? That I gave up on some of those really important things. But I hated it. And I hated when the video came out. I would like dread, I'd like click upload and I would like kind of dread what the comments would be, you know, because I know some of the smarter people will know like, this isn't real. Like this is blowing up on YouTube or this is doing well. But anyway, wow. So I would say not being true to myself for a small portion of that. But then I think I came away from that with a much firmer, what's the word? Resolve, a much firmer resolve to stay true to myself after that. So I don't know if I regret it because I came away from it with something, but.
Wow, that is something I think many can resonate with. I mean, marketing has never been my forte. I always provided a good service, always done a really good job on the back end, but then getting people to take interest in what you have, you start to kind of like stretch how far, you know? I think of the Dean Graziosi lighting the book on fire. Like you start to really go outside of who you really are to catch the interest of people. And sometimes you do it and you put it out there and you're like, I didn't really want to do that. I don't like how I did that, but I did it to try and help people on the back end.
And it's so hard today because of the way the internet works, right? The competition is just bananas for people's attention. And so like just being yourself and being the good guy, really hard to pull that off.
Sure. Yeah.
When you're competing with the guy.
But it's not to discourage people, right? Because a lot of people lean on that as an excuse. And I always try to be careful saying that because a lot of people love to use that excuse. Well, my market's oversaturated. Get out of here. There's way more people consuming every day than there are producing. But people love to say that there's a lot of people getting in the YouTube space. So why would I? Well, you've already lost. You've got no chance.
Yeah. Right? Oh, totally.
But I think those 3 rules that you mentioned earlier that Devin asked, what are the 3 things newbies got to do? You got to do those things. Yeah.
And honestly, like you'll burn out if you don't. Like if you're not going back to that true to yourself idea, if you're just going and going and going and you're not being true to like who you are, what you like to talk about, how you like to approach it, what you really believe, you'll burn out in a year, right? Like no one can just keep going.
You can't. I always say to people with fitness too, you can't willpower your way through it. People love going to the extremes, doing 75 hard and doing keto and carnivore. But if you don't really want to go keto and eliminate carbs out of your diet, how long are you going to last?
Yeah.
You're going to willpower it for 6 months maybe, and you're going to burn the fuck out.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Which is everyone.
And I don't know how grown adults don't see that. You know, like as conscious adults, I don't know how you don't think 6 months down the road, am I really going to be carbless 6 months down the road, enjoying the time with my family, going out to eat and having to pick from a select menu? Probably not.
Yeah. It's funny how bad grown adults are at seeing, visualizing things. I was just talking to my wife about this, at just being able to, take a step back every once in a while and like look at how things are going, right? We get so stuck in things and some people go their whole life and never get out of those like ruts they're in, right? And like just the ability to step back one step and look at your life and like different aspects of it and say like, am I there? Am I there? Very few do it, which is strange. You almost have to consciously do it or like schedule it or something like to make your brain do it.
That's a wild thought. Yeah. I love zooming out, looking at big picture. So many people are caught in the trenches, and I've actually disassociated with a lot of people that just have done the same shit for so long. Nothing against them. You always wish them well, but you're like, I cannot be around that energy.
Yeah.
Because you can tell it's almost like, it's the whole idea of comfort. So many people are just comfortable. Like they're not living bad lives. They're living 7 out of 10 lives, but that's like such a danger zone. You don't have anything that's really pulling you, exciting, but life also isn't bad.
Yeah.
And so it's the whole like 9 to 5 work, and then you go home and have dinner with your family and Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Talk about
the people that have good jobs. Like I was blessed to have a bad job.
For real. I mean, that's the entrepreneurial story, right? Most of them are from the depths of hell, but I couldn't imagine burning out after a year of going to work, coming home, having dinner with your family, Netflix and chilling, and after a year realizing I'm fucking bored.
So tired of this. Yeah.
I'm curious to know, has your success and money, has it actually made your life happier?
Oh, that's kind of
Oh, that's such a good question. No, it's made it easier.
Okay.
Ooh,
And
even better answer.
And it's given me, I think it's given me more of the ability to go out and find that happiness, right? Like some people just don't even have the time to go out and figure out what makes them happy. And so it's let me have the freedom to test different things, right? Test like who I am and what is it that's going to work for me and actually like bring me meaning. I think a lot of people don't ever get to the point that they can do that because they're in survival mode their whole life, right? They're just keeping their head above water. Mm-hmm. So they don't ever really get to go focus on meaning and growth and like becoming who they should become and want to become. So I think it's allowed me to have the freedom to figure myself out. And that has been good.
Dude, that was epic.
Oh, yeah.
Money doesn't make me happier. It makes things easier.
Oh, it doesn't. It's sometimes too easy, and then it actually makes you miserable. So you really have to fight against that sometimes. If life gets too easy, you're typically not happy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What surprised you the most about success? Of like having the money, not coming for money, and then now having it?
Definitely that, like the conscious battle of like, okay, so like now you've got more time. What are you going to do with it? Because I could Netflix and chill 12 hours a day now, right? There's enough content on Netflix. I could do it all day. They're putting it out. Mm-hmm. And so just the realization that like, okay, you've got the money, you've got the time. Now what you really have is the responsibility to go and figure out how to like make something of that. Because otherwise you'll just be miserable still.
Yeah. Was there anything that didn't change in your life at all?
That didn't change in my life at all. Yeah, like the core things that I like is something I've noticed. Like didn't change and didn't require money. Like I love hiking, I love running, trail running, I love fishing, I love pickleball. Like zero money required for any of those.
Yeah.
Like the core things that like I really enjoy. I have a little more time to do those. Like none of them require me to have much more money.
Nice. Is there anything now that you have something so to say? Is there anything you're afraid of losing now?
Yeah, like a down to earthness. So my wife gets mad at me because I like fight this so hard. She's like, can we just go stay at like a nice resort? I'm like, nope, we're staying in this crappy Airbnb because we're going to be down to earth,
Yeah.
So we're like all the kids sleeping on the floor and I'm like uncomfortable and miserable. And she's like, why don't we just go to the hotel?
You actually go that far? Like
This is so real. So we're going to Arizona next week, and she's like, we're camping, like in dispersed camping the entire time because we want to see parts of Arizona. Uh-huh. But she's just like, why are we doing that? Why? Yeah. I'm like, because my kids are going to learn it, and I'm going to like maintain that level of like down to earthness by doing it. And I might be wrong in 20 years and be like, don't do that. But that's where I'm at now.
I think that's cool though.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool thing to have and kind of teach at a young age.
Yeah. And it's honestly a battle because like every time it's easier, right? And like even when you're there, you're like, wow, we could just pack up these tents right now and go like hang out at this sweet like pool resort place. Yeah. And like I've got points because I've spent so much on ads over the years. I've got, 12 million rewards points with Amex.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man.
So that's enough for $120,000 of like free travel.
That's a couple stays.
Yeah, that's some great stays, right? Like just fly first class once. I don't know. But there's just like something about me that just scares me. Like once you start, it's like, well, that was great and easy. And I'm going to do that again next time.
True.
Yeah.
The experience can make you not want to go back after you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm always scared of slipping. How's that?
Nice. It's a beautiful balance. My wife and I go to Disney a lot, and that's the place where we like to stay at the deluxe resorts.
Oh, yeah.
They're all well over $1,000 a night. But wherever else we go, we're pretty much doing what you said. We almost enjoy slumming it.
It kind of feels good, right?
Yeah.
Knowing you didn't have to, but you did.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny you describe it that way because I do get some satisfaction somewhere in me for doing it that way. And I'm sure me and my wife should do the once a year Disney trip where I'm like, okay, but we're going to give you this nice thing once a year. She would like that. We haven't hit it yet.
Nice.
If you lost your money and success, who are you without it?
Just some guy playing pickleball. No, and that's where the beauty of I think once I got to where I wanted to be financially, then it was like, okay, what am I working towards? What would improve my life the most now? And came to the realization that it's like relationships. And so I would be a sum of my relationships, the people like the friends, the family, my wife, right? That all stays. And that's like where 90% of the meaning I think in your life is coming from, is from those connections you make with people and how well you've maintained those connections. And so I think it could all disappear and those relationships could stay, and I could be quite happy with them.
Well, that's good to know. Would you follow the same path that you did already? If you had to start back over, would you go down like the affiliate marketing route?
Oh, no. No, no, I think it's hard. Like, I hit things at the right time, for one. I did have years of tough times, for two. There's a burnout that comes with affiliate marketing, I think. Three, if I were to do it again, I would, I guess, have a much more value approach. I'd probably do an agency, like some kind of marketing agency focused on one small thing. I think I would probably be able to blow that up in 3 months. Like, with my knowledge only, a couple online tools, I could create an agency that was making $10,000 a month, I think, in 3 months. And not just me, a lot of people could, I think.
Yeah.
So I would probably not do affiliate marketing. No, not again.
Just a lot of work.
Just a lot of work. Yeah. And you end up not super fulfilled, I think, with a lot of the work you do in affiliate marketing. And like when I did agency work, there was a ton of fulfillment there, because we take these people, right? These people come in, my little business is falling apart, right? Like I have this little company and it's just struggling, and I've got mouths to feed and whatever, and it's stressful, and I'm terrible at marketing, and my product's so good, but like I just don't know how to market. And you come in with these little agencies, very easy. You come with your knowledge, your systems, and in a matter of a few weeks, you turn around this whole company's marketing, and there's like a lot of fulfillment that I think comes with that, of being able to turn that around. And because you're in, one of my biggest problems as like an affiliate marketer and as a content creator was trying to get people to like take action. So I could share these like awesome things, and I get all these comments back that it was awesome, blah, 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 blah. But very few people come back to me and say, I quit my job and I made this much money all from you teaching me that, right? It was more they loved the idea. Maybe they dabbled in it a little bit, but I wasn't able to really impact them in a way that changed their life. And when I was able to do that, like on an agency side, I could, because I controlled everything. And so I could have a much higher impact.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That sums up what I was going to ask, what made it not fulfilling, but you kind of answered it there.
Yeah. Not being able to like grab someone and like, do this now consistently for 3 months, please.
Yeah. You like being more in control. You don't like not having things in your hands.
Yes. Control freak is the word.
It's not a bad thing to have.
No. I am slightly a control freak, but yes, if I'm looking for fulfillment, I don't want my fulfillment to be relying on you putting out a YouTube video for 6 months, right? Because a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah. I love that you mentioned that, because one thing of what we're doing, you question it so often. When I had my personal brand in fitness, it was so easy to just make good money, help a select amount of people, and not have to worry about
And be
much.
done. Yeah.
But now we're looking to build a global company. InstaShred is all about building a culture, a team, and impacting people by big numbers. But it's so much tougher. Like you want that mass appreciation to show people the true way to take advantage of what we all have is just our body. You don't have to buy the supplements and buy into all the gimmicks. But to do it at mass scale is way different than just doing it one by one.
You got to change. Yeah. Make people act, and it's hard.
Yeah. It's so much beyond just taking care of ourselves. It's about really spreading a message that you believe in. But then you bring in the business side, and it becomes a hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, totally. And you throw in a podcast. We started a nonprofit, so we've got a lot of different things in the works.
Yeah.
But so fulfilling, right? Like even
100%.
it's honestly the best phase of any business. It's just like so much going on, and you're like, I can't wait till this is over. But then when it's over, you're like, I really like that, like chaos that was happening.
Yeah. That's the best feeling. I mentioned to her a lot at the end of the most chaotic days. I've got this like weird smirk on my face. I'm just smiling, and she's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" Sometimes those are the best
in the
days.
same business? Like,
Yeah.
What would you regret not doing if your life ended early?
What would I regret not doing if my wife ended early? Oh, I've got a big list.
Really?
Well, I haven't. The list isn't labeled that, but
If I die early.
Still young too.
But yeah, no, I'm still young. Honestly, leaving a mark for like my own future and generations, so kids underneath me. Like I think if I died right now, there wouldn't be much of a a culture. So I think one of the big things I've just started to kind of realize is the ability to create a family culture that moves from generation to generation. And you'll see it in some families that have done it so well, right? That they're able to teach values and teach and create kind of this generational culture that teaches grandkids and great-grandkids and great-grandkids all these different things, because they've managed to build, like, using traditions and values and just a family culture. They've managed to build it in. I'm probably saying that poorly because I haven't phrased this out.
I get what you're saying.
But I don't feel like we've built that, and I don't feel like I have one. And I would like one where 3 generations from now, they're still saying phrases, you know. It's one of the things I always say to my kids is, like, you can do hard things, right? Just a simple thing like that. Like, you want to hear that 4 generations from now, like, we can do hard things because we are part of this group of, like, we are a Mecham or we are this, right? And so that's one of the things I'm, like, really focused on. If you've read Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective Families, similar idea. And I've met his grandkids. Some of them go to school with my kids, and they know all these things, right? Stephen Covey has created this generational thing where they're still repeating things and values and beliefs that he has. So something like that, if that makes sense.
I'll have to check that book out. Never heard of it before, but it sounds like a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So you don't have any off the top of your mind that you want, like, your great grandkids to?
Oh yeah, like specific things I want them to learn.
Yeah, do you have like 2 or 3 that you really want to implement in your kids and have them teach their kids, and then their kids teach their kids?
Yeah, I want them to have a culture of doing scary, hard things is like one of the biggest ones, of like a culture of growth. Like, we're always improving, we're always getting better, we're always moving forward in life and not stagnant. I want a culture in my family of getting outside constantly. Like, I especially think it's bad now with kids, but it's getting worse and worse and worse. And in 20 years, like, some people will never go outside. Some people already don't. Yeah. So I would like to create this culture of, like, hey, we're outside like 90% of our lives, because to me, everyone's happier when they're outside, even if they don't recognize it. And that might be just personal to me, but a culture of enjoying, like, the world and traveling and seeing it and, like, being part of it and improving it and things like that. So those are probably like a few off the top of my head.
My man.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good morals right there. So maybe that answer is part of this one, but what does winning look like nowadays?
I think winning, and it's funny because this kind of comes from a religious background as well, but winning comes through your kids and through the people that you're working with to help. And so, like, every time my daughter scores a goal in soccer, right, or something like that, like, I'm winning. Or every time my daughter says something, like, one of my daughters is brave and says, "Dad, I can do this. It's hard, but I can do it." Or I'm so scared to do this, but I know I can do scary things, right? And you hear that kid say that, and you're like, I won, right? That's my win right there. So I think that's a big win is you coming to these realizations and then being able to hand them off and see them move generationally. It's a win.
That's awesome. Yeah, wow. An example that comes to my mind is when we go to Six Flags out here, like an amusement park. Our son was scared to go on because he was finally tall enough to ride a roller coaster. And it's like leading up, as you get closer and closer and closer, that fear kind of kicks in. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then you kind of talk them out of, don't skip it. Just try it. If you don't like it, we don't have to go on another one. And then they end up loving it and want to go on all the roller coasters that you're like, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah. And like when they have that realization, then
yeah, that they're not scared anymore. Like, oh, that wasn't as scary as what I thought it was going to be.
Now, can this apply to adults too, guys? I'm kidless, but my wife is an example of this in many situations of life. Stubborn, tries it, loves it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
What?
Then I can relate.
Yeah. She's looking right there. So
Whatever makes her happy. Would you say that after you had kids, did it make you a better entrepreneur? Did it push you harder? Did it make you want more? There was more than just yourself you were working for?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that 100%. Like, it gives you something to work for. It also, it makes you look at what you really believe, like, who am I? Because you know that's going to pass on, right? So it makes you look at yourself and start trying to get rid of bad habits, bad features. You know, the whole idea of Netflix and chill. Like, I don't want my kids to remember, like, me sitting there watching Netflix on my phone in the bed. I don't want them to come in and see that. I want them to come in at 6 o'clock a.m. They wake up, they kind of wander in, right? And, like, dad's reading a book or dad's working out. And, like, that's what they remember, right? Like, and every day, like, that happened. I woke up every day and I walked in and there was my dad, like, reading another book. He loved to read. He loved to learn, right? Or he was growing in this category. So, like, knowing that that's what I want them to become so they can live their best lives pushes me to, like, become that.
Okay. So if 20 years from now, your kids watch this, what would you want them to hear?
Oh, they're going to watch it. Everyone's going to watch this.
Oh.
It's going to be so big 20 years from now. This
For a second, I was like, okay, that's kudos to us. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you.
He's gonna market the shit out of it. Yeah. You don't even know.
I'm going to make this podcast. Sorry, ask the question again.
Yeah, 20 years from now, if your kids were watching this moment in your life, what would you want them to know, to hear?
Well, I would hope that they don't recognize me because they're like, wow, he's grown so much since then. Just in the way he talks and the things he cares about. And, that's a different dad. I would hope they would see that and be able to look back and see how much people can change and how much the things they care about can change. And because if you go back 20 years on me, right, like the things I cared about and the things that mattered don't even matter anymore. And I'm assuming in 20 years, an entirely new group might have replaced that.
Yeah.
As you grow through life.
Mid-50s 20 years from now.
Mid-50s.
I would hope. Yeah. Some massive growth.
Yeah.
Different man.
So I'm hoping they don't just say, hey, you had hair, Dad.
You'll have your culture built out, maybe.
Yeah. I'm hoping they say, oh, that's when Dad was first starting to think about a culture and oh yeah, he does say those things, but now he's kind of figured it out since then.
And that legacy property you mentioned in the cold tub, maybe that'll be in full effect.
They're gonna be that's when he first, yeah. And I actually, honestly, I'm going to still try to get that exact same property.
Get out.
I'm saving up, and the plan, because I met their realtor, talked to their realtor, found out how much they bought it for. My plan is still to eventually buy that from that guy, because a lot of these billionaires just buy it for money.
Yeah.
So anyway, if that becomes the case, that would be awesome.
Wow.
But Dad held on to that goal, and he did it.
All right. So if you guys are watching it at home,
that's cool.
If it's 900 acres in the Uinta Mountains of Utah, I've done it.
keep us updated in the comments if you did it.
Yeah.
What's the biggest piece of life advice you could give the younger generation?
Ooh. I would say, don't be afraid to just do things, try things, don't be afraid to just figure out what makes you happy. I think get out of the guardrails and just go out there and try 100 things, be it sports, be it careers, go out and figure out early as you can what you like, what makes you happy, what you enjoy doing, who you like being with, right? Figure out those things, and then move in those directions quickly. I think most of us kind of get pushed through life the first 24 years of life. It's just kind of someone else's life,
push through life.
Push through, right? There's just someone behind you, usually a parent or teachers or whatever it is, right? Kind of just guiding you, and that's all fine. But I kind of wish that I'd have taken a few years off after or before college and learn some really cool skills, be a river guide in Moab for a few years, right? And learn how to be a really good river guide, or learn how to rappel. And I kind of wish I had those skills and I'd have just done that. I didn't know that I loved a lot of that stuff till I was 30, right? Now I've got 3 kids. It's a lot harder for me to just I'm going to go head out to Moab for a few days or a week.
Yeah.
So try to figure out early on what it is you enjoy and build your life around that stuff.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think most people are just too scared to do that nowadays.
Yeah. And they're scared because people, generations in front of them were scared and are telling them to be scared, right?
Yeah, but really though, shouldn't you be scared? I heard something last year that you should just do it scared, because big, hairy goals, they're going to be scary. There's uncertainty involved. There's fear, but you do it scared anyways.
Yeah, and honestly, the earlier you do it, the less you have to lose. The earlier in life you start moving towards those things, the less impact it'll have on you if you don't get them.
Yeah. And I just said that because I can't think of anything personally that I did that was a huge growth phase in my life. Getting on stage for your first presentation, doing your first webinar, your first video even. You're fucking scared.
Yeah.
I remember my first stage presentation, dude, it was bad. I had a flannel shirt on, armpit sweat down to the middle of my body. It was enormous.
That's hilarious.
Because your body's just internally stressed the F out.
But you did it. And now you can stand up on a stage and you're like, whatever, right? Or maybe no.
Yeah. And I still did it, yeah. You put on the face and you do your thing, but internally I was freaking the F out.
Yeah.
Even attending my first event, the first events I ever attended, I was freaking out because it was the first time I ever put myself into a growth environment around other people that, it's
awkward.
The fear of what to expect.
Yeah.
My mother is still like this to this day. Love my mother to death, but it's the fear of the unknown. She will question a million things and be hypothetical about it all before even getting in.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I would say my family's predisposition to have that same level of anxiety. And you'll see it in a lot of like my siblings or even above them. Yeah. They're like, no, I'm not going to go do that. Cause like, I don't know what to expect. The fear of the unknown is way too much for me to ever try.
Yeah. I think you nailed it. And that's why a lot of people don't. But we're encouraging people to do it because it's worth it. It feels good, right? You rest your head on the pillow at the end of the night feeling like, man, life's exciting.
It is funny.
I'm not just Netflix and chilling.
Yeah. It is funny. Yeah. It doesn't happen till the pillow a lot of times, like till that moment. And you're like, good day.
That's why I say that, because that's the time for me when I lay my head on at night. I'm like, man, today was stressful as shit. But in some weird way, I loved it.
Yeah. And I can honestly say, having gone through like that Achilles period, right? Where it's like, today was nothing. There was like no stress. I watched a lot of Netflix, right? I watched tons of Netflix. I ate mostly what I wanted. Like, should have been a pretty decent day. But when you hit the pillow, it's the opposite effect. It's like, whoa, what a lump of crap. Like, you were so useless today, like you had zero impact on the world today. And so
yeah,
it's funny. Yeah. That the pillow moment.
I love it. Well, we appreciate you coming on, Spencer.
Yeah, man, this was epic. I'll end it the way we started it. I think you are a great example of what a lot of people want in life. And I think the industries that you first found some success in, the affiliate world, where people are kind of searching for something, they want to be a part of something, they want to promote something. There's a lot of that these days, right? There's a lot of shit to promote, whether it's a product, a service. Yeah. There's so many people out there right now, millions, just trying to get started. And you're a pinnacle of an example of, hey, this guy did it. Look where he's at.
Where am I at?
Yeah.
I'm on this podcast. Like,
yeah, you are. The one that's going to blow up.
I've walked into a cold tub.
Yeah, I'm sitting in a cold tub. Yeah. No, that was awesome. I honestly loved that part of it. I think you guys have got a really unique, awesome way of approaching this and enjoyed it.
Appreciate you.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, let's go pickleball.
That's right. Let's do it.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on.
That's good. I liked it.
Sweet.
All right. And we're done. Oh, yeah. If you've enjoyed Spencer's episode, check out more episodes from us here at the Cold Tub Talks.